Hi, Cappy. This is your homework family reading for September. Give me just 1 minute. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to take long. Because first off, let me say, this is for September, not the first half, and then the second half is going to come later. I'm trying to change the videos. Just the way it seems like I'm being instructed is I'm going to start trying to do 2 videos a month. But I'm going to have to start next month because I'm running out of time right now. So this one is still, your regular homework family, and it has Spirit's guidance, it has the astrology, and it has tarot in it. But I feel like Spirit is directing me one to be for each zodiac sign, just the astrology, and one to be tarot. So come October, I'm going to be trying to put out 2, and I'm only going to do them by the month instead of bi-weekly. So I want to just get that piece of information out before I go any further. Yes, this is a homework family reading for all Capricorn signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Come on, Mr. Neppy. I'm just going to stretch and fall right on you, Mom. You look, my hair, I'm going green. I wanted to give a whole new idea to going green. Okay. This is for Capricorn. Now, as I get into the whole month and I tell you what Spirit's given me, first off, I want to say thank you, because apparently with what the guidance is that they need to give you, I got a new guide. And I said when I first started doing these videos that Capricorn was really coming into a powerful time, and you all are, and you're starting to see it. And especially the higher vibrational levels of you are starting to feel it, because you're picking up so much energy as you shift. And that's because of the planets that happen to be in your sign and how powerful they are and what's going on with all of astrology right now. However, that's not about to change. If anything, it's going to start getting a lot more deep. And it's going to start... Why? It's going to start strengthening up so much more. And what Spirit's giving me at this time, and I do mean like for the next, especially year, still, you are definitely getting some powerful energies coming in, and you are definitely, if you've gotten on the right path and started to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, you're definitely feeling the importance of the change that's going on and what that brings into the bigger projection of the world, not just your life. But we have to start off with your life in general. Spirit gives me, first off, they give me a new guide, like I said, which was brought in for you specifically. And it's a Dilophosaurus. It's a dinosaur. Now, Spirit says, because the dinosaur specifically says, yes, he knows he got his, like, fame knowledge from the idea that you're going to get in my mommy's stuff and mess everything up and get me all confused. I'm sorry, but you can't be up there. The Dilophosaurus, when he comes to me, he's saying, he's more or less very happy to be there for you, and he will help guide you if you wish for him to. All you must do is call upon him and then, go into meditation and allow him to come. But he does not actually look like the idea of what, like, Jurassic Park and stuff gave him the idea of. So if you do call upon him, more or less, I'm being told, understand he will still show you that image if that's what you need him to show you as, so that you can get right with it. But he may also start to shift into what he truly was, so he'll illuminate you with both sides. And I was specifically told to tell you that. The Dilophosaurus speaks to us. I've spent a lot of time with him before I had to come do this video. He is one of the oldest of the dinosaurs, so it's not easy for us to really, like, research so much information about him. But what he gives me is, for you as Capricorns, is understanding. You're coming into an energy where really resonates with what he is. He's the ancestor of the ancestors. So he speaks to you not just of primitive evolution, primitive shifting and changing and growing, but beginning itself. The very idea of beginning itself. And he reminds me, with that, you must take the sweet and the sour together. I'm just making sure he wasn't changing anything on that. You must take the sweet and the sour together, and it is something that you will consume, whether you want to or not. You will consume both the sweet and the sour, because he's giving it to me in my taste buds, so this is definitely something that you are consuming. Whether it's food in general, or it's just energy and the people that you are around. But you are coming into an understanding that you are really coming into a primitive new beginning, and it's starting in the Capricorn sign itself. So you are definitely feeling it, and this is why he's giving me it, and he's coming to me in this way, because like I said, the ancestor of the ancestors, it reminds me, he's giving me more of helping you to understand the energy of what's coming in, because he is speaking to you of stepping into a new level of protecting yourself as you mature through these shifts. And he's bringing his attention to the fact that I guess you start needing to acknowledge it now with us coming into September. He reminds me that in tarot, technically the devil card is Capricorn. And what this means, the tarot card of the devil, is usually self-sabotage. But this is happening in the Capricorn sign. And that makes sense because you have Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node. The South Node is everything you've gotten really, really, really good at, but it don't serve you anymore. With rules, walls, boundaries, which is just coming out of retrograde. What? It comes out of retrograde on the 14th of September. So up until the 14th, it's still kind of picking apart inwardly those rules, walls, those boundaries, communicating to you, trying to help you find the sacred space that creates them. But it's looking at some of those darker aspects. And as soon as it shifts on the 14th, it's going to move into a whole new energy of karmic shifting. And what you bring, what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. What, karmic energy, threefold, coming and giving. And this is why he's giving me the tarot card of the devil. Because the devil is self-sabotage and extra, passion that's taking you in a negative way. And what he's saying is not that you necessarily might be in the negative way, but the sign itself is going through such a shifting change because of that South Node being there. It's about being overly comfortable with the rules, walls, boundaries, because they used to work really well for you, but they're not going to anymore. And it's really about stepping up into a new evolution within yourself, a new revolution within yourself, because they're going to be shifting and you are going to be subjected to those negative energies, which is going to throw you back and forth of that devil card, self-sabotage. You are not going to be able, like I said, sweet and sorry. I didn't say that on accident. That would be him. Sweet and sour. He's saying, don't be sweet and then be sorry about it. If you put that in my mouth that way. Sweet and sour is you are going to consume some of this energy because of the shifting and the power that's changing within that very sign of Capricorn, which is what you are. And on an identity level, this is coming into your self-awareness, your physical personality, your appearance, your view of life, your very ID and your image. Okay? And you got to understand Capricorn on a universal level speaks to us of the foundation we're creating in the outer community and the political arena, in our financial life, our financial security, our honor, our reputation, our professional career, our professional foundation, and the social foundation that goes with this. But this is also coming to you directly in self-awareness. Okay, because even though it's in an for universally, it's that 10th house, it still has that energy for you in the first. And it's still bringing that self-awareness, personality, all of that, your identity, your image. They're still coinciding with that, which is giving you that devil image right now. Not you directly, but it's very easy for you to get stuck in the sweet and sour and be sorry about it. And this is what he's saying is this is a protective energy. You need to realize that you need to keep yourself, very grounded and sheltered from, because that Capricorn energy of the devil card, the self-sabotage, is very easy for you to accidentally trip yourself up on right now. They also give me the bull. Now, the bull is coming in many different kind of twisted ways, and I know that I'm going to be giving a lot of the same energy to Taurus because of the astrology. They're giving me the brass bull, which for one is Taurus, and we'll look at that in your sign because they are definitely communicating. I think more in the second half of the month. Now, they also give me the brazen bull, which was a torture treatment. Again, protecting yourself. Don't put yourself through the torture. Don't sacrifice yourself for the situation, is what they are saying. They also give me the Minoan guide that had a symbol with a cattle head. And it has a double axe on it. Two sides to everything. A double axe. He's also giving me the cow, and he reminds me that the cow ultimately, the bull, the cow, it's the horns. It automatically brings us back to the ox, which happens to be in Hebrew, the alpha. This is why it's so important for you right now. That alpha. You want to make sure you're not connecting too much to the devil energy, because it will negatively bring you down. And you need to acknowledge it and still be strong in your power, but don't allow that devil energy that's taking place with that south node on top of Saturn to keep you from making the shifts and the changes that you need. And then they bring me to the Bible with the idea of idolizing the bull, idolizing the wrong thing, idolizing the wrong alpha, and taking you in the wrong way. At that point, I am being given the hamse, hand, which is like 2 thumbs and 3 hands with the eye inside of it. It is defense against the evil eye, is what they are saying, against that sign that takes place in your sign at this time. And they are giving me the 5-point star. So this is telling you, helping you come up with an understanding of what is going on in your sign and why you are pulling in so much energy and why you are feeling it so much. But they are telling you, you have to stay away from the devil card. You have to stay away from that self-sacrifice. Now, as I get into that, and they're saying some of this purely is subconscious to you, in your hidden self, and you're going to have to start noticing within some of these daily mundane tasks where you're not shifting and you've gotten very comfortable with things that are no longer serving you, and acknowledge that this is all about you starting to come into where your life is projecting you. Because like I said, this is an evolutionary shift, but it starts with you on a revolution within yourself for primitive change, a primitive brand new beginning, the sweet and the sour. Okay. For the month of September, got my notes here in front of me. You have, like I said, the full moon that's going to be taking place coming from Pisces and into Aries on the 14th. That is a Sunday. Now, it is technically a full moon in Aries, but I am calling it the void, of course, because it is coming from Pisces. Most of the day, the day prior, half of the day of Sunday, and it doesn't actually move into Aries until that night. So you're feeling more of that Pisces energy than the Aries energy until the evening. You're feeling that combination as you come into that full moon around the 14th. And let me remind you, on a universal level, Pisces is the 12th house, Aries is the first house. You're going from the end of a cycle to the beginning of a cycle. From like the beta to the alpha. And he was projecting alpha to you. So remember this. This has to do, full moons are all about release, surrender, and let go of what it's been shown to you on the very same day so that you can illuminate and shine brightly with the changes that you're making. Full moon energy in Pisces, bringing it into a me first energy by acknowledging the 12th house and what harmed you. On a universal level, it gives you a brand new beginning, a brand new start. For you directly, though, as a Capricorn, that's going from the 3rd house to the 4th house. So that's speaking to you of the communication you have inwardly with yourself about your subconscious, your hidden self, your karmic debts, your grief, sorrow, shame, and blame, your self-deception. As you're coming through that consciousness, that understanding of those truths and making healing into it, it's moving you into that universal 4th house where the new beginning for home energy begins. This is the home. This is where the sacred space is. Okay, and we're talking about the home energy speaks to you of your inner emotional security, your upbringing, the true, real self being brought to light, the karmic lessons being learned. This is where the reincarnation takes place, and you're going to be feeling this right around the full moon of the 14th. Also, you have Mercury and Venus both moving into Libra on the 14th, the same day as that full moon, and that is moving into your 10th house. Your 10th house is your honor, your reputation. It is your prestige. It's your professional career. I'm being told it's going to have to do with your responsibilities of that outer community and the relationships that are dealing with those responsibilities of that outer relationship to help you build your honor, your reputation, your prestige, and find a proper social foundation that supports it by using, dealing, not using, but having the proper relationships in place, the proper partnerships, business contracts. And you'll know which ones are not working for you because the open enemies will be showing themselves from the lack of the responsibilities. For they'll let you down, is what I was just told. The hope of them showing that they'd have better true colors will let you down. Come this full moon energy, you'll start to acknowledge that. Now also we had, before I even get any further, from the beginning of September until the 7th, remember I was saying we had Othala last month. I was saying we have Othala in the astrology up until the 7th. Now that is speaking to you directly of starting to acknowledge what is missing from the sacred space so that you can start to correct it when these planets, because you've got both Saturn and Pluto coming very closely to coming direct, and they're going to be what projects that karmic change, that karmic shift, and start to work for you or against you. So are you paying attention to these energies that speak to you of what's really truly sacred to you, sacred space in here? What helps you get right in here? You're going to be acknowledging that all the way up until the 7th of September. But it will be showing you difficulties from your 3rd house to your 9th house to your 12th house. So your higher self, your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your communication with that higher self, and then it's going back to that 12th house. This all has to do with your subconscious energy. What is it that you haven't healed? What is it that you haven't gotten deep enough within yourself to get into those skeletons of the closet and realize where your power is? What are you still denying your power because of your unconscious mind, is what Spirit just said. That's allowed you to have self-undoing, grief, sorrow, shame, blame, secrets that you aren't being forthcoming with yourself. This is the key here. Getting right with those things and then setting it with the outer community. Alright, like I said, then you have the full moon again on the 14th. All of that energy is coming in, like I said before, on the 14th. On the 18th is when Saturn goes direct. Saturn is your ruler. You are definitely going to feel that energy shift. Maybe not all sensitives will, but definitely most Capricorns, especially the more sensitive you are, you're going to feel that shifting in energy on the 18th when it shifts from retrograde to direct. And that's where the karmic energy starts to go. That's when Saturn is able to go, okay, now I can actually start working outwardly instead of just talking to you. So let me take everything that you've been telling me for the last couple months. I've processed it. This is what I want to do. And now it's going to start operating outwardly instead of inwardly communicating with you about that sacred space. This is, again, in that first house for you. Self-awareness, physical body, personality, appearance, your view of life. But it will bring it back to that energy of, your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your social foundations, your financial success, and how these two are going to balance properly, because of what you've been feeding that Saturn right now. On the 23rd, you have the Sun, which is moving into Libra. Again, I believe that's also that honor, reputation. I believe that's also the 10th house. Yeah, the 10th house. So everything that's coming for you right now has to do with mainly self-awareness, that 10th house, honor, reputation, prestige, social foundation, financial security, financial success, financial foundation, authority, community, the responsibilities in it, with those very partnerships that are part of your life. And are they, supporting your true image, your true ID, your true appearance, your true self-awareness? Are they all coinciding and working with you? Or are you still learning karmic lessons because you're too stuck to not want to actually shift the things that are not working for you? You're too sensitive about it. You're not connecting with the crown energy for some of you, because I'm being told some of you have to connect with that crown energy to allow the forgiveness of self and situations of the past to heal. As you move forward, that would be connecting with that devil card, is why the Dilophosaurus was giving it to me. Now, let me remind you before I hit the not the astrology, but before I hit the decks. Also, you want to make sure in your universal first house, which is your main sign, Saturn does rule it, but you also have Pluto here and the South Node. Okay, South Node is trying to tell you everything that's not working for you anymore, but you've gotten really good at it and used to it. But you got to realize, this shit just don't fly anymore. Okay, but Pluto is in retrograde, and Pluto is going to make things a little bit more difficult on those areas that you are not acknowledging, because Pluto in retrograde is the only planet, when it goes in retrograde, that doesn't turn inward. Pluto is always inward. It just goes into overdrive. Okay, so it's not going to lighten up until it comes direct on October 3rd. And you're definitely going to feel that day too, because that's in your sign when it finally shifts back. But it's going to be, going, what are you not letting go of because it don't work anymore, and I wish you'd get through your head. And it's definitely going to be shaking those things up and having that conversation with Saturn and that South Node, because it only has until the 3rd to be like, why aren't you listening, before it can start projecting outwardly the changes that you've been wanting to create. Even though it's speaking to you in retrograde, like I said, it never really turns outwardly. It's always inward. It's just an overdrive, and it's not going to calm down until the 3rd of October, when it actually goes direct. You'll also have Mars entering in October to Libra as well, which is that universal 12th house, your honor, your prestige, your financial situation, political arena, the outer community, and financial success, financial social foundations. You got to make sure that those responsibilities are in tune right now, because that can definitely come back with that devil card. Let me see. What do you have to say for Capricorn? They're just saying you're definitely coming into growth in the heart chakra through that subconscious energy of that universal 12th house. That's the skeletons in the closet. That's the secret sorrow, shame, blame, self-undoing bad habits that's allowed the mundane tasks to continue without acknowledging that they were ever mundane tasks that were working against you, more or less. All right. That was spirit, sorry. Cap. You are getting the Lovers. The Lovers, this is a soul connection. This could be a situation within a relationship and meeting a new lover, coming into a new beginning, a new birthing within that new lover, or it might be an old lover and is rebirthing. But this could also be, since we're talking about the 12th house so much, this could be coming into a new level and acceptance of self and allowing it to mature and go forward. Then I am being given the Sun, but the Sun is coming in reverse. This is focus on the blessings. This is going to have some slow movement. Spirit is, the Dilophosaurus is back. He's slowing down the heart. That would explain it. Because I'm also getting the 10 of Wands. These two are actually coming together. The Sun in reverse and the 10 of Wands. And he's slowing down my heart, which for me is saying, slow down, breathe, truly take your time, gather everything you need to gather, ground yourself really good and hard, focus on your blessings, slow down your movement. You don't have to be on the fly. You got to get past feeling heavy and weighed down and too busy, because then you're going to get out of focus, is what they're saying. And it will mess up this. Whether it's the new relationship, an old relationship, the soul connection coming back together in a positive way, or coming to yourself, you need to slow down, ground yourself, really focus on the blessings that you have. Allow this time to move a little bit slower, even if you have to force it by slowing down. You need to get rid of feeling weighed down and pulled over this month, because it won't work for you. You need to you need to make the world work for you, not you work for the world, okay? I'm still getting heart growth within the heart chakra. So this could be forgiveness, unconditional love, higher vibrational energy, trust. This is what I'm getting is the Knight of Pentacles, the solar plexus, believing in yourself, because it's coming in reverse, because they're saying for some of you, you're overworked and you have a lack of inspiration, which is taking away from that I believe that I am and I can energy, and it's slowing down the inspiration over the month, and you need to, like I said, it's taking it away from you because you're feeling overwhelmed, too much, weighed down. So this is love yourself right. This is love yourself right, and know that you can. It's not being taken away from you. I just was pushed to the side. Don't let anybody push you to the side. I feel like, if anything, you should be the one pushing other people to the side. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, here's the line. Please know that you're not supposed to cross it. Anything else? Anything else? Wow. No, that's wrong. You just shifted and moved on me. No. No. You don't get to shift like that. You're confusing me. Sorry, but you are. I'm being told you need to find your courageousness and your tranquility. That would be the evolution. That would be the revolution within yourself. Because what they're giving me is the fire in the water. And the fire is capable of... the water is capable of putting out the fire, yet the fire is capable of dissolving the water. You need to find that balance. This is what's coming up is the Seven of Cups, the illusion to escape reality. In this case, it could be speaking to you of getting into the 12th, of getting past your 12th house and moving into the 5th dimension. But they're saying at the same time, that's that Pisces energy. No matter what, you're going to have to come back to this reality. Then I am being given, what was I just saying? Temperance. Temperance is what I call the revolution in I Ching, because it's one of the spirit symbols that is given to me. This is all about healing. This is finding the proper balance where the fire and the water meet. You know, if you run from it, you're not going to get the healing of the temperance. This is what I'm being given. You have to take time for you. Then I'm being given the Four of Wands, which speaks to you of the third eye. It's stable and home sweet home energy. It is allowing yourself to come back home to yourself, finding celebration in that. This is being in it to win it. No more bullshit. I'm in it to win it. Is there anything else here? And that's the last one. Then you're getting the star in reverse as well. But the star in reverse in this deck is saying it's the calm after the storm. This is where you'll find the inspiration. So some of you are having to go through that 12th house, and it's going to be hard on you, and it's going to beat up on you a bit. But know that you're doing it to find your inner lightning. You're connecting with your inner lightning, your inner power, your inner divine. And with that will be the calm after the storm, which will raise that inspiration back up. So it is a positive thing. What else do I have here for you? Well, magnets just sticking away. Who's talking to me? For Capricorn. I knew you were going to speak up. We got a brand new deck and it's just loving to talk. What does Capricorn need to hear for the month of September? What does Capricorn need to hear for the month of September? Nope. Too fast. This is... This is the Two of Wands, or Two of Scepters, because it's an Egyptian card. This is exaltation. This is business depending. This is business that is depending, and depending, it's able to grow, it's able to do whatever it is that it needs to, if you have the proper inspiration to take you the right way, because this is speaking to you of scientific methods of how to do it. Spiritually, soulfully, rising above, having that secret, sacred knowledge of what you need to understand within your passion, your fire, to help you take you where you need to. And this is, like I said, you've been having everything coming to that 10th house. So this is talking to you about that business being able to come into a new level of maturity. Nope. I don't like it when you shift, you know that. Cap. What does Cap need? This is the gifted expert. This is the higher attunement. This is angelhood. This is mastery and peerlessness. In this deck, this is speaking to you of rising to the higher self, to the gifted expert that is inside of you. Let the higher self lead you. Let that higher self help you find yourself and take you where you need to be. Capricorn. Don't be naive and just believe anything that anybody tells you. Listen to that higher self, because this is speaking to you of other people that may be there. Pisces energy. That's that universal 12th house. Being naive and holding on to negative, timid ideas that you think are harmless. This is telling you, don't be influenced by others or old ways or old thoughts. Don't be naive. There's things that are meant to change. You need to listen to that higher self right now. That higher self is trying to tell you where you're not moving forward. And the changes need to be created. Cappy. Anything else for Cap? Capricorn. You're in here, but you're playing with me. Where are you? Capricorn. I'm laughing because they were giving me the 5-point star. That's what I said the Spirit was giving me. And they're giving me the 4 of Wands. And what is it? It's a star. This is speaking of reformation. This is speaking of future within the business, reforming it, you know, making these proper changes so that it can all come forward. Seeing, with seeing the fire, the passion, that energy that is moving you. I feel like I'm being told you definitely are grounding yourself in a lot of fire energy right now. And there's a lot of power that's moving you forward. And it's kind of maybe even moving you too fast for you to keep up. And that's why they keep telling you to ground yourself. Slow down. Because it's going to be all right. Then you're getting the 4 of Swords. This is speaking to you of determination. Slow down, but be determined. Take your time. Figure it out. I mean, you're a Capricorn. You got this. You know? It's that simple. This is remorse from past actions, being determined about getting past them. Like I said, it's a lot of that has to do with that 12th house and making those proper changes. And then you have the 7 of Coins, which would be 7 of Pentacles. So this is speaking to you of money earned through the very journey of the learning. This is listening to your intuition. It sounds like it's a very positive month. The only way you're going to really be having problems is if you're not listening to your higher self and you're allowing, some of that devil energy to screw you up. The Sage is the last one out of this deck, and it speaks to you of the wisdom and the prudence that it takes to have that wisdom. It is the direction of the will and the direction of the action itself. Take the time to be the sage by listening to the higher self as you get there. And what else does Cat need to know? Because you're the only other one that's really calling to me for Cat. Capricorn. I'm definitely, connect with the crown energy, because I feel like they just put a crown on my head. No. I got thrown off with the feeling of what I was getting from them. Capricorn. What do they need to know to help them get past some of these challenges? Capricorn. Reassessment. This says, time to take another look at this situation. There are many possibilities. However, each possibility will lead you to the same outcome. You have absolutely nothing to lose. What else does Cat need? Is there anything else Cat needs? Other than to believe in themselves? Preservation. Reevaluate this battle you are engaged in. A hasty retreat may be in order. Well, as I say the whole time, take some time for yourself. Self-preservation may be the only thing that could be salvageable. So for some of you that are in that 12th house, the only way you're going to move forward is to really take the time and realize what has to change. Because some of you are very close to the Devil card. Most of you, I feel like it's split down the middle. There's a side of you that is very much moving forward and ready to go, but then there's the side of you, for some of you, that are just fighting it every step of the way. Boldness is the last thing out. Don't take this lying down. Don't take this lying down. Get up and fight, but fight fairly. This fight will be remembered because of the respect and the dignity that you bring to the battle. And I've been saying all over the board, it's about us finding our voice, because it's time to move forward. I love you, and I will see you next month. Otherwise, please check out my YouTube channel for any other videos that I have coming up, considering I tend to make videos a lot. Bye, guys.